walk me through a bit of the songwriting process? Because I find it brought to tears with some of the songs I've listened to from you guys. Just the emotion behind it. So I'm quite curious your songwriting process.
Very cool. I wrote those.
Can you tell me how you felt listening to Townhall Revival? In words?
I went through some difficult times in my life about 10 years ago, and I had to give up music to get through. I just sort of gave up on the dream of ever playing anything other than like an open mic cover song kind of thing, and then COVID.
It hits here. Hits here. And then these two want to communicate. Listen.
Have you ever wanted something so real, only to be shot down? Have you ever
play, and I kind of just started playing again, and like right away, I got all kinds of inspiration, all kinds of passion just flew into my life again.
Thank you for introducing me. I want those songs. I want them.
I don't really have a format necessarily. Sometimes I hum a melody in my head at work, and I'll scribble down a few lyrics, or I'll save it in my phone while I'm driving home. And then I'll take that and I'll start putting some guitar to it, trying to find a melody on the guitar that works for that little clip that I got, and then from there I try to build the story from that.
It's like you go.
Words are the most important thing for me. I rely on the lyric, and then I rely on these three amazing dudes to fill it sound, make it sound awesome.
Great.
I leave all the lead stuff. Like I don't write any of the other music. I just write the guitar part, the lyric, and then I let these guys do the thing.
So tell me about the vocal note.
Since playing with the other guys in this sort of rock band, I started noticing my voice not being able to withstand a whole night of music and a whole night of rehearsal. And I thought maybe it was drinking or smoking, or I just didn't know what it was. Maybe I had a cold. I don't know. I navigated it pretty good for the last year, I guess, but over the last 6 months, I basically lost my voice. I couldn't even rehearse. I'd get through a couple songs, and we'd have to just rehearse the music and not the lyric. So that was tough, especially going into Revelry. You want to be lights out and perfect, and it was tough to pull the lyrics in, but it turned out fine. But so then I started to actually seek out what the problem was. I saw some doctors, had some referrals. Next thing you know, I'm getting a scope done, which was awful. I figured out a scope done, it's terrible. And it was right away, he says, "Yeah, you're having surgery, it's going to be soon." And then I started panicking. What if I can't sing again? What if I can't talk? What if this is just how I talk now forever? And I know that's probably not the case, and I'm trying to stay positive about it, but it definitely has been a tough couple weeks, month or so, just dealing with the thought of a surgery, and what if they mess up, or what if there's a mistake, what if I sneezes in the middle of scraping my vocal cord.
All the
there's
things
so many,
think about
your head can just turn over sideways, right? But it is what it is. It's next week. And then the worst part about it is I can't speak for 2 weeks, at all. We've got kids and a wife and a job and a company to run, and it's going to be difficult.
I wanted to do something a little bit different. I want you to introduce the rest of your bandmates, and you ask them one question each about either the music or playing together as artists.
Interesting. Okay, so down here at the other end of the couch, this is Craig Pierce, plays the fiddle for us, does a bit of vocal as well. He comes from more of a bluegrass, Americana style music. but fits right in with the folk. So I guess my question for you, Craig, is what's it like? I know you've got like a family band, right? So like, what's it like playing with us that isn't family?
I guess I have experience doing that with Jay Allen, and
Sure.
so I kind of have. Actually, I really enjoy the original stuff. So I get a kick out of it. I have for years with Jay, and then now some new bunch of songs. Pretend I know how they're supposed to go. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it as much or more than doing the traditional stuff. So
Cool. Awesome. So then we got in the middle, we got Andy, and he comes from like a worship church background. He's played in a few bands, but my question for you is, what made you decide? We talked a bit about the struggles of finding a lead player, and then you kind of just like swooped in there at the end and was like, I'll do it. So what made you decide to do that?
Well, I remember when you had called and said that you were auditioning people, and I wanted to do my best to be like, hey, you should try that, and then be like the last resort guy and kind of come in and swoop in with the cape, like be the superhero. No. We had first played together a long time ago at a citywide worship service, and we shared the same stage together, and that's when I first met you, and I knew that you did music, and it was just the thought of being able to play a different style of music with somebody who shares the same love for the same style of music. Yeah. So with the folk and the alt country and that kind of stuff, all of my friends, they don't like that. Yeah. None of my friends like that. I can't say, hey, did you hear the new, Red Clay Stray song, or did you hear the new Charlie Crockett track? And they're like, no, who are those? And I can call you, and you'd be like, yeah, I heard that last week. And then you'll text me another artist that I'll listen to and I'll love, and it's cool to be in a band with like-minded people.
Right on. Yeah. So James, my right-hand man, the big bass, we met through a mutual friend that I work with. And James is from out of town originally, and he's played in country bands and things like that. But we met and we jammed when Cody was there. He came over. What made you, after that moment, decide I want to play with these guys, or this guy at least?
The songs,
yeah,
and the passion of it that I can hear through the songs. Yeah, and just the sound of us playing together meshed really well together. I liked what you were doing, and you liked what I was giving back to you, so right away it was like, okay, this definitely could go somewhere.
Nice.
How do you put up with us?
that's a good one.
Well, it was you at least.
How do I put up with you? I'll answer that, because that's a real question. Not that I have to put up with them in any way, but I went through some difficult times in my life about 10 years ago, and I had to give up music to get through it. And so once I was going through all that, I just sort of gave up on the dream of ever playing anything other than like an open mic cover song. Kind of thing. And then COVID hit. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that word, but COVID hit, and I didn't have anywhere to play, and I kind of just started playing again, and right away, I got all kinds of inspiration, all kinds of passion just flew into my life again. And I said to my wife, there was like a Facebook group that you could post a song. I started posting these songs that I'd just written on the quarantine sessions, and I got some good feedback, and then it all started to feel good again. Music started to feel good. I started to get the passion. I started to feel the melodies, the lyric. It all started to come. And what I'd struggled with for those 10 years or so writing, the writer's block was gone. Just like that, it was just gone. And 10 or 12 songs came out of me, and I said to my wife, I can't do these songs alone. I don't want to do them alone. They don't sound right alone. She goes, well, they're good songs. I'm like, well, thank you, but it just isn't, it's just not what I want out of it.
You needed a
I've
band
done the
for
alone
that,
thing
yeah.
for so long. I used to go by the name Ponyboy, which is just a fun way to say Colt Man. And I'd play acoustic guitar,
I didn't know
kick
that.
drum. Yeah, I used to play kick drum and a guitar at the same time, and even harmonica. And I tried my best to fill out the sound, but it just wasn't it. And then as soon as I found names, I was like, this is where it's at. Big bass fills that sound out, and then again and again. And I mean, we're still kind of, I think, toying with the idea of bringing a drummer in, or at least a kick drum or something, just to keep time. Not that these guys can keep time. This guy's awesome with time. But yeah, like that's how I put up with it. I wanted it. I wanted you guys, maybe not specifically you guys at the moment, but I wanted people to be in this project, and I wanted to feel that energy on stage.
I've been part of the music scene in this city for almost 30 years. I worked at Pickers Alley, the guitar store, for 25 years. So I know I've seen all the people come in that are in bands in the local scene and stuff like that. And the thing that I would say is play the music that you want to play. So this is a refinery city, and it's a retiree city. So you have a lot of people who want to hear music that they remember from when they were younger, which means if you want to do anything in the city, you have to be part of a cover band. And original music has really gone nowhere for a long time until, bands like, people started coming up like Lee, and there's other bands in the city who are doing their own songs, and they're not really caring, like, this is what I want to do. It's about the music that I want to create. It's about the artistry that I want to create, and I want to push out to these people because I wrote this song about a certain time that I was feeling at a certain place in my life, and I know that if I sing it, I'm not the only one who felt that way at that certain time. Someone out there has to feel the same way. So to be able to come out and do the songs and the music that you want to do, I think it's huge. Don't do something just because, like, hey, we want to hear Mustang Sally again. You know what I mean?
I do.
Number one, don't listen to the naysayers. Okay, that's the, we've all done that way too much. So don't listen to the naysayers. But at the same time, every one of the songs you hear on the radio or whatever was written and heard for the first time somewhere, at some point in time. So just keep going.
Yeah,
Do your thing.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
100%. Like I look at bands that are playing stadiums, right? And I'll look at them and I'll think back to how did they start? And I'm going to reference Taylor Swift again. I hate that I'm doing this, but I got girls, whatever.
That's your football team.
But like, if you look at old photos of when she first started, there's like 8 people in there. They're loving it, but there's only 8 people and they're barely paying attention. And now look, she's actually a billionaire because she's so successful at what she does in her craft. And I mean, not to say that that's the success we're looking for by any means, but if I can play a show and there's 8 people there and all 8 people of those are engaged and clap at the end of the song, or come up to us after the show and say, hey man, that was awesome. I really felt that song. I really appreciate the energy you guys bring, or whatever. That's what gives me the fuel to keep going. Like, you play a show and there's 8 people there, and you play another show and there's 100 people there. I think we all still play with the same amount of intensity, the same passion, because I don't care if there's 8 or 100, I want them all to feel it. Don't give up. Like, power through the naysayers, power through the 8 people at your show. If you're passionate about that song you wrote, keep playing it. Just keep playing it. Like, how many times do you listen to a song on an album of your favorite band and it's like a B-side? You're like, it's okay. I'll skip past it this time. And then eventually it grows on you. Eventually that's your favorite song on the album. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not saying necessarily, I guess what I'm saying is don't give up. Just keep powering through.
But speaking of that too, you have more venues, at least in this city, that are welcoming original stuff, which is great too.
Yeah.
So you know that there are bar owners or club owners or whatever that want that as well.
There's more venues, period, in Sarnia than
Yeah.
like where else can you go? Like you got to go to Toronto or Hamilton or something like before you find more music venues.
Yeah, that's true.
Where are you finding the most welcoming venues for original artists in town?
The breweries.
Yeah,
The breweries,
Yeah,
actually.
that's everywhere too, though.
I mean,
That's
Mods is awesome. They have a really unique vibe going on in there, and they welcome just about any band. You go there and you see a jazz band, you see a fusion psychedelic band, you'll see a folk band, you see
golf courses too.
golf courses too. Yeah,
Really,
like,
eh? For original artists?
Yeah, they're bringing. Well, Witter Station's a great one.
Witter
They
Station's
bring
awesome.
lots of original.
Okay, I didn't realize that with the golf courses. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to add, or just what you want anyone that may watch this to know about you guys or your music or what's going on with your band? No pressure.
Yeah.
Just
I don't think
leave
there's
it
anything
open for
other
you.
than stay tuned. We do have some really cool things in the works. They're sort of like got a pin in them at the moment, just until my voice and throat gets healed. But we've got some we're going to a studio to do like a live session, video and recording session. So that'll be kind
Sugar
of
Shack?
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're doing that coming up this summer. I mean, nothing really other than that, but just stay tuned to us, and we got some big stuff planned.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.